Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Starry Tarot. My name is Sophie. I am your friendly tarot reader for this evening. The way that this channel works, this live stream works, is if you're not familiar, if you're new, thank you for your subscription. All my donation information can be found at the top of the chat, and within the body of the video and within the chat as well. I can answer any of your questions with the exception of medical and or legal questions. Yes, if you're returning, welcome back. Good to see you. I am live streaming from my parents' house tonight, so the setup is a little bit different. I will be holding up the cards for you guys so you'll be able to see them, but no actual card cam today. And I am using what I would argue is my current favorite deck right now. The Little Twin Stars tarot deck. It is absolutely adorable. I love it. So we will be using that. And yes, I can answer any of your questions with the exception of medical and or legal questions. I also am a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on. If that is something that you are interested in, please let me know. Please let me know the person's name, their date of birth, their date of passing, and ideally if you could send me a photograph of them, that would be excellent as well, but it's not mandatory. Oh wait, I actually can't give mediumships tonight. Those are off the table. Sorry everybody, if you want a mediumship reading, that will have to be when I am back home because I need my pendulum to be able to access that, and I did not bring it with me. I apologize. But I offer many other different types of readings. I offer soulmate confirmation readings. I think those are pretty self-explanatory there in the title. But they can be read one of two ways. Either we can just directly ask your spirit guides whether somebody in your life, and they don't have to be a romantic partner or potential romantic person in your life. They could come in many different forms. We just straight up ask spirit if that person is indeed a soulmate of yours. If the answer is yes, they'll explain why. If it's no, they'll explain why not. Alternatively, we could also ask your spirit guides if they give their blessing towards someone being in your life. Actually did one of those yesterday specifically, and we asked it specifically asking for her spirit guide's blessings. I won't say what the answer is because it was her reading, but yeah, it means a lot when our ancestral spirit guides and our angels do give their blessing towards someone in our life. It's not as common as one would think, but just imagine, our loved ones and the high standards that they have for us with the people in our lives. The majority of our spirit guides are often ancestral spirit guides, either past family members that you knew or that you may not have met. So those are always very, very interesting, and all that information can be found in the chat. I also offer past life regression readings. I also did one of those yesterday as well. And I've been studying past life regression therapy since I was very young. And about 3 years or 2 years, I'd say, when I started doing tarot professionally, which was about 5 years ago, I realized I was channeling a lot of past lives. It was the same, I was utilizing the same parts of my mind that were being accessed through past life regression. I was accessing people's past lives and getting information regarding that. So, and we can ask for spirit to illustrate a past life. We can ask them to illustrate a random one. We can ask for them to illustrate one that they feel it would be the most necessary for you to hear. We can ask for them to illustrate one that was a past life that was very fortunate, or the most fortunate of yours, the least fortunate. We often have many past lives, depending on how old of a soul we are. And they definitely take a lot of different forms. Those are always very, very fascinating. And I answer all questions, but a question that I highly recommend for people, especially if it's about someone romantically involved, that you're romantically involved with or want to be romantically involved with. Although that's not necessary, I've definitely done this reading for non-romantic people in people's lives, non-amorous partners. Some of my clients call it the OG love reading. I call it the TFI spread. It answers basically 3 questions in one. The person's thoughts, their feelings, and their intentions towards you, in addition to your general energies towards the situation and their general energies towards the situation. And this can be done with a 5-card mini reading, 10-card full reading, or 15-card expanded reading. It really, we can go as deep as you want there. And I also offer private readings. I offer 2 different types of private readings. I offer them by appointment, and those are over Zoom. Zoom readings are by appointment only, and you can, it's obviously confidential. It's not broadcast. For those of you who are familiar with my regular live streams, it's actually the same setup, not this one, but you will see the cards on the table, and me speaking to you unless I have to need more room with my cards. And you can give me all the context and backstory that you need. We can answer as many questions as you like as time permits. There's no limitation to the number of cards I can pull. So there's a lot of freedoms, definitely a lot of freedoms offered there. And definitely highly recommended for those who are dealing with particularly multifaceted issues, or something particularly complex. I also do private readings at no additional donation amount. I do those just whenever I'm not live. Just send in your donation, and I read them over voice memos, over DMs either on Instagram or typed via email if you don't use Instagram. But make sure you have your question, or that you send your question over Instagram or email. Otherwise, I can't answer. But that's very convenient if I'm not online for whatever reason and you need me to answer a question. I always have a deck of cards on me, and the latest I will return your answer is in 24 hours, but I can usually do it within 2 to 3 hours. And you also get the discretion of it not being on a live stream. So it offers that extra level of privacy as well. And with that being said, the donation queue is currently open. So whoever donates next will be read for next. Thank you very, very much. And remember to click that like button. Thank you. Hey E, yeah, do you have a medical question or a legal question, I'm guessing? Psychic Dashton, the Vampire Slayer. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you new here, or is that a different username? Because YouTube's been doing that lately. And we just received a donation from Kay. Thank you so much, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I'm assuming you wanted an expanded reading? I'm sorry, it's a little bit of a different setup today. I'm at my parents' house for Thanksgiving. But I will show you all the cards. Yes, Yi. All right, my friend. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Sure, absolutely. Let's see. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, you up here. Please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages he needs to hear at this time. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Kay with any and all messages that he needs to hear at this time. All right, Kay, we have the Ace of Swords. Hold it up so you can see it. That Ace of Swords. Five of Swords. Two of Swords reversed. The Sun. Four of Cups reversed. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. The World. Seven of Cups reversed. Eight of Pentacles. 10 of Wands reversed. 8 of Swords. 10 of Swords. 5 of Pentacles reversed. Five of Wands reversed, and Six of Swords. We have so many swords here. We have almost all of the swords, quite a few swords here. Let's start here with your first card being the Ace of Swords. We have this Ace of Swords, Wheel of Fortune reversed, and the Eight of Swords. Especially with this Ace of Swords being the very first card in this spread, this is signifying to me definitely a new beginning of some type, whether it be a new friendship, relationship, job, move, but something new and major is coming into your life soon. And in an area of your life that may have felt somewhat stagnant for a while, or perhaps perhaps even a little like unfortunate in that department of your life. Like, I see change happening here, and a new start, a fresh new start coming in. But there is a message here from Spirit as well with this Eight of Swords, to definitely do your very best to stay within the present moment and not allow yourself to be bound by preconceived notions or patterns that you've noticed in the past, negative cycles. I see negative cycles coming to a close, and a message of being mindful about self-limiting beliefs. I do see, where one door opens, another one often closes. I know it's usually said the other way around, but I feel like as something wonderful is starting in your life, is going to come to fruition in your life very soon, I also feel like there's going to be a bit of a loss as well. So I don't know if you're looking for a new job, but it might be leaving a current job and switching to a new one. That's quite possible. But again, I see a reminder from Spirit that negative cycles are coming to a close. So do your very best not to rehash those things in your mind, or to predicate your future on unfortunate things you may have experienced in the past. I see those being put to rest here. With this Ten of Swords, I see a lot of positive change. And with change, change is wonderful and really good for us, but it can be scary. And I am seeing this change, these possible two changes in your life, being a bit overwhelming with this Two of Swords reverse. You may have a difficult time at first, knowing exactly how you feel about either circumstance or either situation. Two of Swords reversed is definitely a card of confusion, but also getting close to an epiphany, a realization. And again, I'm seeing a reminder from Spirit to remain in the present. Do your very best to stay in the present moment, Kay, with this Seven of Cups reversed. To do your best to tackle issues at hand and not procrastinate, and to not put off important decisions that need to be made. And I'm also seeing a reminder a couple of places here, but with this Five of Pentacles reversed is one reminder I'm seeing, to do your very best to remain emotionally grounded at this time. It's easier said than done, for me to just say, well, don't let things emotionally affect you. Don't let these major changes coming into your life emotionally affect you. But with the good and the bad, try not to let your mind get ahead of itself. Stay within the present moment. Stay within the present moment. And yeah, there's a lot of beauty, a lot of good things, wonderful new beginnings on the horizon for you. This beautiful sun card, this is definitely another card of fresh new beginnings, very positive ones. And also a card of clarity, realization of certain truths. Again, I'm not sure if you're looking for another job, but I'm also seeing something about work here with this Eight of Pentacles and Five of Wands reversed. If you are thinking about switching to another job, I feel like now would be a really good time. There, Eight of Pentacles signifying wonderful new opportunities with this Sun card here, and Five of Wands reversed signifying walking away from a possibly toxic environment, or an environment that you may feel is just no longer serving you anymore in a positive way. And again, with this reminder to stay in the present moment, with the Four of Cups reversed, do your very best to remain grounded at this time, and to not ruminate on any one thing for too long. Definitely make your fair assessments here with this Two of Swords reversed, but to try not to ruminate on any one thing for too long. Yeah, I definitely see something particularly difficult or challenging coming to a close here with this Ten of Wands reversed. Ten of Wands being a card of burdens and hardships in its reversed form. Those burdens that you previously had to shoulder on your own, either they're going to completely dissipate, or somebody will be there to help you shoulder those burdens. And the Six of Swords is also saying that there's going to be some kind of move or change, a major move or change here. And it's for the best. It's for your greatest good. The Six of Swords is about getting in one's boat and moving to much calmer waters. So again, I don't know if a job change is something that you're looking for or have been thinking about. We have, as I mentioned at the beginning of the reading, we have a lot of sword cards here, a lot of sword cards, and the swords are the realm of the mind. So now is definitely a good time to really think about things, to really meditate on things, and like I said, if that has been a consideration of yours in the not so distant past, or recently, I should just say, then I would definitely take this time to go forth with that. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, Kay. Thank you very much for your donation, my friend. I hope that resonated with you. Things are looking good. Yeah, I've been thinking about a job change, want to get into dental hygiene. Okay, there you go. There you go. Yeah, Spirit's definitely saying now is a great time to embark on something to learn a new thing that will facilitate a change in your life. Yeah. I am in full support of that, my friend. I am in full support of that. Well, thank you so much again. Yeah, I would definitely look into that. Looks like now is a really good time for a shift. Okay, so we are all up to speed with the donation queue, so whoever makes a donation next will be read for next. Thank you. Yes, Kay. So past life readings are, I gave one last night, I gave two this week. It's past life regression is a type of therapy that was developed in the early 1980s. I've been studying it since I was very, very young. Here's all the information I can show you here. And essentially, I ask your spirit guides to illustrate a past life of yours, and the intent is entirely up to you. We can ask spirit to illustrate a past life that would most benefit you in this life. We can ask spirit to illustrate a past life that they just feel would be important for you to know. It's really up to you how you want to ask it. But we have many past lives, and they come in many different forms. And like one person yesterday just wanted a random one, like whatever she felt her spirit or whatever her spirit guides felt she needed to hear. And then I had another client earlier this week who was curious about his interest in Greek culture and Greek history and Greek deities, and wanted to know if there was a past life that could shed light on his interest there. And thank you so much for your donation, Kay. Thank you. Yeah, let's do a past life reading. Do you have a specific, something specific that you're looking to discover, that you'd like to possibly discover, or? I've always felt really connected to ancient times, like ancient Egypt. I carry an ankh. Oh, very cool. Very cool. So do you want to ask why, if there's a past life that would explain that? It might not mean that you actually lived in ancient Egypt. It might mean that you have you were Egyptian in a past life, but it might not have been ancient Egypt, but still was very important to you. You know, that's kind of how we asked the question with my client regarding Greece. He didn't live in ancient Greece, but it was like more recent, like early 1900s. But it definitely shed light on as to why he has that interest and spiritual connection there. What connects me through the timelines on my faith? Okay. About the timeline, specifically about your faith, or do you want to ask about Egypt? Do you want me to specifically ask it like you typed it? And by timelines, do you mean your past lives? I'm assuming. Okay. And what's your current faith right now? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that sheds light on his connection to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that sheds light on his connection to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that sheds light on his connection to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that sheds light on his connection to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that sheds light on his connection to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that connects him to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that connects him to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that connects him to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that connects him to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that sheds light on his connection to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that sheds light on his connection to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that sheds light on his connection to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that sheds light on his connection to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that sheds light on his connection to his faith. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please illustrate a past life of Kay's that sheds light on his connection to his faith. Like universal instead of planetary. I don't know what planetary faith is. Do you mean like astrology? Okay, we have the Empress. Queen of Wands reversed. 10 of Wands reversed. King of Cups reversed. 10 of Swords. 3 of Swords. 3 of Wands reversed. 2 of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. And 3 of Pentacles reversed. Very interesting. Okay, right off the bat, you were a woman in this past life, and it's interesting. I picked up on that energy. I picked up on the energy before I even turned the cards. I was getting that vision that you were definitely a woman in this past life. And this past life that they're illustrating, yes, you were Egyptian. And you lived in Egypt. I'm not getting ancient Egypt. This doesn't look like ancient Egypt. It looks actually quite recent. It actually looks like 1950s, 1960s. And sadly, you did not live a very long life, but you were a deeply spiritual woman. But your husband died. You lost your husband very early with this King of Cups reversed and then the Queen of Cups right underneath. There was definitely a deep romantic bond between you and your husband, and it was cut short. His life ended quite early as well, and it really broke your heart. It really, really broke your heart, and it was very difficult for you to recover. And you didn't live much longer past his death, sadly. Yeah, it really deeply, this past life, you were really, really deeply affected by that, that hardship. This death, this 10 of Swords, made it pretty much impossible for you to function with this 3 of Pentacles reversed. I wish I had my Kabbalic Tarot book because we have a lot of 3s here. That must have been your life path number. But you were never fully able to recover from your husband's passing. You were constantly, you did feel very connected to him in spirit. You were a very spiritual person. I believe you were Islamic. I'm like what I'm seeing, like with like prayers and like tchotchkes in your home. It looks like an Islamic home, a Muslim home. But you did believe in the afterlife. You did believe in the spirit world, within the context and confines of your religion at that time. But you kind of made the religion work for you. There was no way that your family or your culture would allow you to step aside from that religion. But so you practiced, and you were part of the community, and you went to mosque and everything. But you kind of had your own variation of it, which I think a lot of people do. And that's far more common nowadays. And especially with other religions too. Mine included Judaism. And a lot of my clients, Christian, but still dabble in, things like this, which apparently we're not supposed to technically. But they're still good Christians. I'm still a good Jewish person. But yeah, it was very difficult for you to function. It was very difficult for you to live after his death. You never recovered. You never recovered. It was just too much of a painful. The grieving was too much for you to shoulder and bear. And your community was there for you and did try to help you. You definitely did, have support from other people, emotional support from other people. But in terms of like taking care of yourself in very basic ways, like you were largely reliant. I think that you passed before your parents, because I'm seeing your mom tending to you. I believe you got ill, possibly out of neglect, heartache in some way, but there's just a deep resounding sadness in this past life that they illustrated here, and felt, and they're saying this is why you have, this is your connection to spirit. This is why you have the relationship that you have with your spirituality. You're not Muslim like you were in this past life, but it sounds like while you don't adhere to any one religion, you are absolutely a spiritual person, as you said. But it's what works for you. You believe in the things that you do believe in, and don't believe in the things you don't believe. And you're still a very good person and a spiritual person, and very much in touch with spirit. But that life, that was the life that you were most connected to your spirituality, in the way that you are most similarly connected to your spirituality in this life. It was very, very similar, and definitely explains a lot of the ways in which, like I mentioned, I'm repeating myself, but the ways in which you do adhere to your sense of spirituality and your sense of spiritual self and identity. Yeah, very sad life there. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know it's not this life now, but that's a very heavy one. You're very welcome, Kay. You are so welcome, my friend. You are super welcome, and I am very glad to have read for you. I love doing past life readings. They're never boring. They're always really interesting, very insightful. We always discover something. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kay. All right. Life happens. It is what it is. I can only learn from it and be better. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And that was a very particularly short and difficult life. And this one is not. This one's going to be a good long life. And things are also very different. You're a man in this life, and it was very difficult to be a woman in the 50s in Egypt. Whereas you do have, there's a lot of advantages that you do have in this life that you didn't have in that one, and yeah, opportunities and support networks and whatnot. Hi, Austin. We just did a past life reading, and I was talking about yours. I also did another one earlier this week as well. How are you doing? So the donation queue is currently open. Whoever donates next will be read for next. Thank you. You're doing well. That is good to hear. Austin, are you just staying home for Thanksgiving? Nice. Yeah, I'm at my parents' house too, visiting for the weekend. Oh, by the way, Austin, did I tell you that I had a revelation about your past life? Speaking of which, I think. Oh no, wait, but you that never mind. I take it back. I was thinking you might have been Gypsy in that life. You might have been Romney, but you lived and died in the same house your entire life. So and they're traveling people. They travel. Um, so yeah, never mind. But that was just a thought I had the other day. Hello, Felicia. Hi, welcome, and happy Thanksgiving to you, love. Yes, and happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate. I'm here, obviously, at my parents' house. It's where the setup is different. I hope you're having a wonderful Thanksgiving, love. Um, well, I know it's tomorrow, but yeah, definitely eat well, and yeah, I'm just gonna be eating and getting all fat and sassy. I hope you are well, love. And we just received a donation from Austin. Thank you very much, Austin, for your donation, my friend. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Sorry, my parents are watching a movie down the hall. You might be able to hear it. Am I to be with a witch? Hey, Deb, welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy early Thanksgiving. Hi, Philomena. Happy early Thanksgiving to you. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Austin supposed to be with a witch romantically? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Austin supposed to be with a witch romantically? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Austin romantically supposed to be with a witch? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Austin romantically supposed to be with a witch? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Austin romantically supposed to be with a witch? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Austin romantically supposed to be with a witch? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Hi, Philomena. Yes, I am still taking donations. Thank you. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Austin romantically supposed to be with a witch? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Austin romantically supposed to be with a witch? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Austin romantically supposed to be with a witch? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is Austin romantically supposed to be with a witch? Okay, we have Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Fool reversed, the Tower reversed, Ten of Wands reversed, and the Star. Not right now, Austin. At least not right now. It's not something that Spirit is saying should start in. Sorry, these are reversed. Yeah, that Spirit is saying it's not something that should be started at this time. And sometimes, I will say, sometimes it can be better to have more differences. I mean, definitely it's important to have similarities between you and your partner, but it's also good to have your own, it can be good to have your own set of beliefs, your own hobbies, your own lifestyle that differentiates from your partner. Sometimes it can be beneficial, and I am seeing that it could be beneficial in the future, but for whatever reason right now, maybe Spirit is saying if you do meet a witch that you're interested in, or if there is a witch who you're interested in right now, she's not. If you meet one soon, it's definitely not the time. It would end up resulting in disaster that they don't want to see happen. They would like that to not happen, and it would be. And I'm not saying that this applies to dating any witch in general, but just at this time, Spirit is saying that if you were to date a witch, especially in the near future, it would be a particularly tumultuous and burdensome connection. For whatever reason, perhaps they need to be more fully seated in their energies, or perhaps Spirit wants you to be with someone who you can teach witchcraft to, because we have the Star card here at the end, which is why I'm saying, Spirit's definitely not saying no, never, don't ever date a witch, but they're saying at this time, it would not be wise. I'm kind of seeing it as two things. At this time, it would not be wise, and furthermore, it might be better for you to be with someone who's interested in becoming a witch and interested in what you know, and interested in witchcraft, who you could share and impart your knowledge to. Because as witches, I mean, as I was talking about with Kay earlier, just like with religion and spirituality, there's a whole spectrum, and there's so many different types. Like I'm a Kabbalic witch. You're a Hellenist witch. There's many different types of witchcraft, and there's many different, like, some witches are comfortable with doing certain things, some are not. That others are comfortable doing. Um, like there's certain spell work that I'm not comfortable doing that many witches are. Um, there are certain rituals that I do that many witches don't do. Um, but then there's also a lot of similarities too between me and other witches. But some perhaps those differences might pose some opposition there. Um, but so I'm seeing this more as like definitely, someone who's interested. I would fully recommend dating someone who's interested in witchcraft and what you do, um, but is fresh to it. That Ace of Pentacles reversed, that they don't have any knowledge of it. There's no foundation that they have. Um, and you would be imparting that knowledge to them with the Star card. Um, so yeah, that is what I am seeing for you, Austin. So I the answer is definitely not no. Um, I'm not getting a no. It's more like wrong place, wrong time kind of thing. And also, I think um, it would be advantageous to, like I mentioned, to teach it freshly to someone. You're more of an oracle, right? Yeah, I think you said that the other day. You consider yourself more of an oracle rather than a witch. Got you. Very similar, very similar. But someone who has similar interests, I think, is good. But I also think there's something about attaining more knowledge personally yourself, and finding someone with similar interests who you can impart all that knowledge to, and share that with. That's what I'm seeing with the Star card. But right now, for whatever reasons, they're saying the foundations wouldn't be ideal to go forth. Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Fool reversed. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing for you, my friend. Thank you so much, Austin. I appreciate you very much, and I hope I brought you clarity there. I don't know if Philomene is still here. I didn't receive a donation, but the donation queue is open. So if you have a question that you would like me to answer for you this evening, I am here and available. Yeah, you are very welcome. You are so welcome, Austin. Thank you. I am here and available for you this evening. Okay, Philomena, no prob. No problem. Yeah, I actually don't know quite what the difference between a priestess and a witch would be. Um, I know priestess, like, well, in like Satanism is very different from like paganism, I think. But not, I'm not super well versed in that. All right, so it is that time of night where we do a last call for any and all donations. If you have a question that you need me to answer for you tonight, I am here for you. Last call for donations tonight. Last call. Thank you. Last call, everybody. Last call for donations. Last call for donations tonight. Thank you. If you have a question, either just send your donation in now or type it in the chat that you are going to make a donation. Thank you. Last call tonight. Last call for all donations. Thank you. Last call, everybody. If you have a question that you would like me to answer, I am still here. Please send in your donation or just type it in the chat. Thank you. Last call, everybody. Last call tonight for all donations. If you have a question that you need me to answer this evening, I am more than happy to help you. All right, looks like everyone is taken care of this evening. Thank you all so much for a wonderful night, and I will likely see y'all tomorrow, hopefully, for Thanksgiving.